attention. You were being an attention whore. And so because your basketball couldn't do it, you went to other things.
Angel Reese is the villain, Caitlin Clark is the hero, and Angel Reese continued to play into it last night by getting ejected, and it's almost like it's all scripted.
Angel Reese just destroyed her own career in 24 hours. You heard that right? The basketball star who was on top of the world is now the joke of social media. But how did it happen so fast? Imagine this. One day, you're a sports hero. The next, you're wearing clothes that barely qualify as clothes, and everyone's laughing at you. That's Angel's reality right now. And trust me, the reason behind this crazy change will blow your mind. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. You know what's crazy? Angel Reese used to be all about basketball. She was the queen of the court, breaking records left and right. Remember when she led LSU to their first national championship? Everyone was talking about her killer moves and unstoppable spirit. She was the future of women's basketball, a star in the making. But then something changed. Suddenly, it's like she forgot how to play. Her game stats started tanking faster than a brick in water. We're talking missed layups, turnovers, the works. It's like she went from superstar to bench warmer overnight. Fans were scratching their heads, wondering what happened to the Angel Reese they knew and loved. And get this, while her game was falling apart, she's out here trying to be a fashion icon, but it's not working. People are laughing at her outfits.
Well, the sports figures, are you kidding me? A woman that rebounds and shows up half naked to games?
Calling them desperate and cheap. She's showing up to games looking like she raided a discount store's clearance rack. It's a far cry from the confident athlete we used to see. You won't believe some of the fashion disasters she's been spotted in. There was that time she wore a neon green crop top with leopard print leggings to a press conference. Or how about when she showed up to a charity event in a dress that looked like it was made from leftover curtains? It's like she's trying to grab attention any way she can, but for all the wrong reasons.
Attention. You were being an attention whore. And so because your basketball couldn't do it, you went to other things.
So it's just been great being able to see my impact on and off the court, and not just in sports, but just being able to be a cultural impact as well has just been great.
And it's not just her fashion choices that are raising eyebrows. Her social media is a whole other story. She's posting more selfies than game highlights. It's all pouty lips and peace signs with barely a basketball in sight. Fans are starting to wonder if she even cares about the sport anymore. The worst part? Her coaches and teammates are feeling the heat too. They're trying to defend her, saying she's just expressing herself. But you can see the frustration on their faces during games. It's like they're playing with a different person, someone who cares more about her Instagram likes than her free throw percentage. While her team struggled on the court, Angel was busy cooking up a plan. But this wasn't your typical comeback strategy. What she did next left fans and critics alike wondering, had Angel Reese lost her mind? Or was this all part of a bigger game? You won't believe how far Angel went to grab the spotlight. It's like she woke up one day and decided basketball wasn't enough anymore. She started posting these wild pics on Instagram, and I'm talking barely their outfits that would make even a Victoria's Secret model blush. It was a total 180 from her basketball persona. At first, people thought it was just a phase. Maybe she was blowing off some steam after a tough game. But nope, it kept going. Every day, there was a new post more shocking than the last. Bikini shots on the beach, clubbing pics in tiny dresses, you name it. It's like she was running her own look at me contest. And trust me, she was winning. But here's where things get really crazy. Remember that Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue? Yeah, Angel landed a spot in that. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with athletes doing photo shoots, but this was different. The pics were so risque, some people couldn't even believe it was the same Angel Reese they knew from the court. And get this, while all this was happening, her game was falling apart. She'd show up to practice late, looking like she just rolled out of bed after a wild night. Her coaches were losing it. They'd try to talk to her about focusing on basketball, and she'd just shrug it off like it was no big deal. People started asking the big question, is this even about basketball anymore? It seemed like Angel was more interested in being a social media influencer than a basketball star.
Proclaimed villain has decided to go after the queen. Now Angel Reese has decided to antagonize lonely grown women.
And you've also been busy off the court, recently
Yes.
attending the Met Gala.
Yes.
Tell me about that day.
And let me tell you, the fans were not happy. They felt betrayed, like she'd turned her back on the sport that made her famous. But you know what's really wild? Some people were actually defending her. They'd say stuff like, she's just expressing herself, or she's building her brand. But come on, at what cost? Her team was tanking, her reputation was in the gutter, and she didn't seem to care one bit. While fans debated Angel's choices off the court, her next game would leave everyone speechless. What happened next was so shocking, it made her Instagram antics look tame by comparison. Picture this. It's a high-stakes game against the Chicago Sky. The arena's packed and tensions in the air. Angel Reese steps onto the court, and all eyes are on her. But something's off. She's not focused on the game. Instead, she's scanning the crowd, almost like she's looking for cameras. The game starts, and it's a disaster from the get-go. Angel's missing easy shots, fumbling passes, and barely even trying on defense. Her teammates are shooting her confused looks, but she doesn't seem to notice or care. Then, out of nowhere, Angel just loses it. A ref calls a foul on her, and she explodes. We're talking full-on meltdown mode. She's in the ref's face, screaming and waving her arms. It's like watching a reality TV star, not a pro athlete. But it gets worse. Angel starts trash-talking the other team, and I mean nasty stuff. The kind of words you can't repeat on TV. The crowd's going wild, but not in a good way. They're booing, yelling for her to get off the court. It's a total train wreck. Her coach tries to calm her down, but Angel's not having it. She pushes him away and storms back onto the court. That's when it happens. She gets in another player's face, and bam. The ref's whistle blows. Angel's ejected from the game. As she's walking off the court, Angel's not even looking at her teammates. She's staring straight at the cameras, almost like she planned this whole thing. It's bizarre, like she cares more about making headlines than playing basketball. After the game, things get even crazier. The WNBA slaps Angel with a $1,000 fine for ditching the media. Her team gets hit with a $5,000 penalty too. But here's the kicker. Angel doesn't seem sorry at all. In fact, she's embracing the drama. Get this. She actually said, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role and continue to take that and be that for my teammates. It's like she thinks being the villain is some kind of career move. But is this really what her teammates want? Is this what basketball fans want to see? Angel Reese's bad guy persona might have seemed like a smart move, but it backfired big time.
Angel Reese is the villain, Caitlin Clark is the hero, and Angel Reese continued to play into it last night by getting ejected, and it's almost like it's all scripted.
Angel Reese, which is absolutely ridiculous, and let's talk about how ridiculous it is.
Remember those cheering crowds? They've turned into a chorus of boos. What caused such a dramatic shift in public opinion? Let's talk about the fallout because it's wild. Angel used to have millions of fans in her corner, cheering her on at every game. Now, it's like they all vanished overnight. Social media is blowing up, and not in a good way. People are trashing her left and right, calling her everything from a sellout to a joke. It's brutal out there. You know what's even crazier? Some of her ride or die supporters are jumping ship. These are folks who used to defend Angel no matter what. Now they're saying she's ruining women's basketball. Can you believe it? It's like watching your best friend turn into your worst enemy. But here's where things get really messy. Those big sponsors that used to throw money at Angel, they're starting to back away. We're talking major brands here, the kind that can make or break a career. They're all like, yeah, we don't want any part of this drama. It's a PR nightmare, and Angel's right in the middle of it. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You want to look away, but you can't. Every day there's a new headline, a new controversy. And Angel, she's not backing down. She's doubling down on this whole bad guy thing. And it's only making things worse.
I want to know that like when I stop playing this sport, because it does stop one day, I'll be able to be set for life, and just being able to sit on money and just being able to have generational wealth.
And Angel Reese is stirring this up. So while she doesn't, Angel Reese always comes off as the victim.
Remember when she said she'd take the bad guy role? Well, be careful what you wish for, because that's exactly what she got. Fans are turning their backs on her faster than you can say ejected from the game. They're not just disappointed, they're angry. They feel betrayed, like Angel's spitting in the face of everything they loved about her. And let's not forget about her teammates. They're caught in the crossfire, trying to play the game while their star player's off causing chaos. You can see the frustration on their faces during interviews. They're trying to be diplomatic, but you know they're thinking, what the heck is going on? So, what's next for Angel Reese? She went from basketball superstar to social media disaster faster than you can say ejected. Is this the end of her career? Or is she just getting started on a whole new kind of fame? You know what's crazy? Some people are saying this might actually work out for her. They're talking about reality TV deals, endorsements for edgy brands, maybe even a music career. Can you imagine? Angel Reese, the rapper? But here's the thing. The basketball world will never be the same after this saga. Angel's shaken things up for better or worse. Love her or hate her, you can't ignore her. And that might be exactly what she wanted all along.